Hey guys, Dr. Ben here. Welcome. I'm going to go over the immune system today, and not just from what supplements. We get this question all the time. How much vitamin D, zinc, quercetin, should I be taking, high dose vitamin D or vitamin C or whatever? I don't want to just tell you some magic supplements to take. Those are going to be beneficial, but remember, you can't out supplement a poor immune system, a weakened immune system. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Why is your immune system weak in the first place? And I've got kind of a series that I'm going through over the next few weeks and even started last week, where we're going to be going through step by step of which systems in your body actually play a huge role in the immune system, even more so than how much zinc you're taking or any of these other things. And this could also be why, when you look at an article just came out about England, and they had, hey Cindy, great to see you, and they had the average age of death with people with COVID in 2021 was like 82.6 years old. And what we know is that as people age, their gut microbiome, their intestinal tract, all these things degenerate and it's not as good a shape. Maybe that's part of why those people are having a harder time with COVID. So welcome. Pop down below where you guys are watching from. Love to see you all over the country, all over the world. Let me know what's going on with your digestive tract and potentially even that connection with the immune system that you have seen. If you are not already getting notifications, hit that little bell up in the corner and you will be notified when we go live. Also, for those of you on YouTube, welcome. If you're anybody in the Facebook world, if you're not subscribed on the YouTube channel, jump over to YouTube. Brittany, go ahead and pop that down below. We've got a link there, over 550 videos that you can go through and search, and you can go and look at, okay, hey, I want to learn about Hashimoto's, I want to learn about autoimmune, I want to learn about Crohn's disease or any of these other conditions or any issues. Great place to check it. It's way easier than it is to do it through Facebook there. Hey, Rachel, good to see you. Yes, absolutely. Your gut is getting way better. We just got our office. We will be opening up for you guys, especially for the neurofeedback side in Highlands Ranch in 2 weeks. So we're pretty darn excited. And Penny, good to see you from Florida. And Monica, good morning. It's gorgeous day here in Collierville. Have a great day. Awesome. Good to see you guys. Okay, so let's get into it. Here's an amazing fact is that we know that about 70, even upwards of 80% of the immune system is actually in our gut. It's amazing. And when we talk about gut, we're not talking about the, like in Green Bay or Wisconsin, they call it the Midwest goiter, from eating and drinking and doing all those bad things. The immune system, 70 to 80% of it is in the digestive tract, meaning a large part of that is the microbiome. So give me a thumbs up if you guys have heard about the microbiome. The microbiome has over 10,000 species of bacteria in there, and literally about 100 trillion cells and organisms in there. And so, even way more than we have cells in our body. It's this whole other universe and a whole other world in our digestive tract. And so it's so important for our immune system because upwards of 70 to 80% of the immune system is actually in that digestive tract. So we've got to make sure that our immune health is optimized by what's going on in our gut health, and it's a direct connection. So many people are just thinking about taking a supplement, thinking about doing some type of immune boost, and yet the best thing that you can actually be doing is working on your gut health for taking that next step in your immune system. So the gut does a lot of different things with our immune system. It communicates with that immune system. My gut needs to get back into the doctor. Okay, yes, Ken, great to see you. Long time no see. We're here. We're here for you. Don't come down Wednesday morning. We're going to be having a blizzard down here, so maybe next week. Here's what it is we've got the gut. It actually teaches the T cells how to identify and how to start telling the immune system what to do, what to recognize as self and non-self. So the gut even plays a major role in the autoimmune because it helps to differentiate between healthy tissue and pathogens and other things coming in. So, a huge part of the process. We talk about that general immune system is there to rev up and to identify and attack and destroy pathogens, bacteria, viruses, any type of fungi, molds, anything like that. That's what the immune system's job is there for. Let me know down below, do you guys feel your immune system is working better now than it was 2 years ago when COVID first hit? Or are you more stressed out and more depleted than you were back then? But not just am I taking more supplements, but are you doing the things day in and day out to get your immune system as strong as possible? So then there's two main types of the immune system that we need to look at when we're talking about the digestive tract and just the immune system in general. One is this innate immune system. And the innate immune system, Cindy, I'm rarely sick. Michelle, way better. Good job, guys. Better now than 2 years ago. No, I'm stressed with this thrush. Yeah, thrush, Carolyn, is a huge sign of that immune system depleted. So the innate immune system, this is going to be you eat something, you breathe something in, it gets into that immune system and into the body, and that immune system is going to attack right away. It's going to, the natural killer cells, some of these different cells are going to attack that pathogen and destroy it quickly. That is the innate. It's not a memory part of it. The memory part of it is the adaptive. And the adaptive part of the immune system, this is when you talk about T cells and antibodies and some of those things where it actually builds up this memory. And that's why some people have done better with COVID than other people, because they have a memory from other coronaviruses. Rachel, better now. Vicky, I am trying to have RA. So Vicky, RA has a lot to do with the gut as well. Check out some of our other videos on YouTube, and you can see all that we talk about with autoimmune and the gut. So important in there. So Mandy, great job getting better as well. Good job. A lot of people getting their immune system better. So remember, the adaptive part of the immune system is this previous infection. It's this, are we going to be able to remember when we get exposed again? And this is going to be that $1 million question. We know with the Omicron, it's enough of a variant that the vaccines aren't working, that previous infection isn't working that great, and that a lot of people are going to be getting this. And so that's what we thought all along, that COVID is going to go into this seasonal cold flu type of a thing, where we don't have enough adaptive immune system memory to be able to identify these. They're just different enough that it can still go through. And so that's where they're going to be talking about those. Don't even think about it as boosters, because boosters aren't, the booster shot doesn't even work for the Omicron. It's more about can they evolve just like their flu shots that they give out? Can those evolve and keep up with the next strain and all of those things? So instead of waiting and hoping that science finds some shot, some booster, whatever, what we've got to do is we've got to get our body as strong as possible, and the gut is a huge part of that. So digestion and the gut and the immune system connection with that gut and building up your gut, it actually starts from birth. And even what mom's state is, we've got a little baby coming up from Mississippi to see us up at the Nashville office today. And that's one of our first questions going to be, what was the health of mom when she was pregnant? And did she have blood sugar issues? Did she have any autoimmune? Was she on antibiotics? Was her gut off? All of that. And so then baby goes through the birth canal, and that's the first exposure. Up until then, the gut inside of mama, that gut of the baby, is clean. There's nothing at all. There's no bacteria. It's just this bare tube. And so everything it's exposed to from there moving forward at birth is going to be developing that gut lining and developing that microbiome. So design would go through that birth canal, and we get a lot of this bacteria. We get a lot of the cells and organisms that are going to start proliferating inside of us. So really, really important. A lot of women out and celebrities and stuff are like, oh, I'm just going to schedule my C-section. Unfortunately, some women do require C-section, babies flipped or something happens, but a lot of times C-sections are just kind of pushed because it's convenient, or they push women into birthing too soon and going into the labor too soon. So then that C-section is required, and that actually sets the baby up to not have a very good microbiome. So they're basically pulled out, they don't have gut, so then everything is just kind of coming in versus going through that birth canal. And then nursing, another huge part of where, get this is really fascinating. If the baby is getting a cold, mom will actually create antibodies even if mom's doing totally fine, mom will create antibodies through that connection with nursing and give those antibodies to the baby, and the baby can start producing. So one of the best things, if you or a loved one has a baby and is sick, have mom nurse as much as possible, and that's actually going to make that immune system connection, and that baby's immune system, that adaptive memory, will actually start growing even from an early stage. So, and here's the thing, not to guilt trip anybody and not to say, oh, you're screwed because you were born C-section or didn't nurse or whatever. But here's the deal, if you have these things, you're behind the 8 ball. So that means you just have to work that much harder. Then you've got kids that have ear infections, they've got strep throat, and they've been on 5, 10, 15, 20 antibiotics by the time they're 18. Hey Barb, great to see you. And Elisa, what can someone do to strengthen their immune system while trying to get away from a soda pop addiction? That's a great question. We'll get to some tips here in a second. So then you go to all the antibiotics. So if you've been on more than 2, 3, 4 antibiotics in your lifetime, your gut microbiome will never be the same. I had to go on 3 months of antibiotics because I had 2 bullseye tick bite rings, Lyme disease, and so I went on 3 months of antibiotics. My gut will never be the same. I take glutamine every day. I work on probiotics, work on my gut, my immune system, all those things, because I know it will never be the same. And that's okay. I'd rather do that than have Lyme disease, but I have to work on it at a day in and day out basis. So then, did you play in the dirt? Did you grow up on a farm? Were you out digging in the garden? How much exposure? Some people, if you grew up in a household that sprayed Lysol on everything and like hosed you down all the time, you did not develop your microbiome like you could have. So all of these things come into play. And if you have any of these checklists of, did I have antibiotics? Was I C-section? Was I not breastfed? All that. You've got to work extra hard to get that immune system built up via this gut. So those people that did not have those things or had a lot of antibiotics, they are more likely to have asthma, allergies, eczema, autoimmune condition, all of these different things. So our gut, our gut is a crucial part of so many parts of that immune system, but it's also a big part of even weight. And so if you're dealing with 10, 15, 20, 25 pounds of excess weight or more, and just you've tried cutting calories, you've tried going keto or paleo or vegan or whatever, and can't lose that weight, a lot of times it's in our gut. There was a study done where they took 2 people's microbiome and flip-flopped them via fecal transplant. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can YouTube that. I don't know if it's actually on YouTube or not. Somebody look that up and let me know if it's actually on YouTube. And so what we're looking at is they did that fecal transplant between the 2 people, not just from healthy to sick person, but from overweight to underweight person. What they found was that the people that were overweight actually lost weight, and the people that were normal weight actually gained weight when they did the fecal transplant. So not only did they change their microbiome, but they changed their body composition and their belt size. Why is that? Well, our microbiome in our gut has a huge role to play in somebody's weight. But what they found was those people that by 6 months, they had slid back. Even if they lost weight, They had gained it back because they were eating the same way, the same poor diet, not eating the variety. You need a huge variety of vegetables. Just had a patient in a couple of days ago that she worked with us probably 5-6 years ago and was 200. Now she's like 130 pounds. But she eats 7 or 8 servings of vegetables a day, does a green drink every day, and has done that for the last 5 or 6 years, and the weight has stayed off. That big variety of vegetables is absolutely crucial for that microbiome and for building up all that good bacteria in there. So if you're having a hard time losing weight, look to your gut, not your big belly gut, but look to the microbiome inside of that gut. So absolutely crucial to do that. So let's get into some of these tips, some things that you can do today to start working on your gut. So look at your tongue. If you've got white coating on your tongue, especially in the back half of your tongue, you probably have a microbiome imbalance. I posted some pictures on Facebook, and look at those. And if your tongue looks anything like that, you have a microbiome imbalance. And that's going to tell us that we need to do some kill off and some building up. Brittany, go ahead and pop the Oregano Max link on the F8 Well Store website. So we've got an amazing product that can kill off a lot of this bad stuff. It's a time-released oregano product that gets down into that digestive tract, can kill off a lot of things. And then after you go through that process, then you bring in the good stuff. Then you bring in the probiotics. A lot of people just take probiotics right off the bat, and that is not the way to do it. We've got to go through, knock down the bad stuff first, then start building up the good stuff. So then we bring in the probiotics. Other things that you can look at doing is going on a low allergenic diet where you take out gluten and corn and soy and dairy and a bunch of these basically meat and veggies, no legumes, which are beans, no nuts, seeds, anything like that, even for a couple of weeks, can really calm down that inflammation in the gut and can give that microbiome a chance to heal and that gut lining to start healing as well. So here's what we've got to do. We've got to kill down, we've got to build up, and then we've got to start working on that immune system lining and that nice protective barrier in that gut, and we call that leaky gut. So one, it's about keeping the inflammatory foods down, and especially gluten and dairy are going to be the two biggest that irritate that gut lining. And then number two, taking out the foods and adding in the specific nutrients for that. So that's going to be glutamine, marshmallow root, aloe, a bunch of different things that are soothing and healing for that gut lining. But remember, it starts from north to south. So you've got to chew. You've got to make sure that you're having enough stomach acid, enough bile, your enzymes are working well, your gut motility is working well, all of your valves are working well. So you've got to evaluate every aspect of that digestive tract, and any part that is not working needs to be addressed. And this will directly affect your immune system so you can fight things off, but also on the flip side, that autoimmune side, so that you don't attack your own tissue. So it's a huge part and a big part of what people have been missing, and why one of the big reasons why older people are dying with COVID, because their immune system does not work as well. Let me run back and answer some of these questions here. Angela in New Jersey, is your immune system considered low if you have chronic Epstein-Barr that's in remission and hypothyroidism? Worried about getting this virus. I don't have the vax. So here's the deal. Hypothyroidism, you probably have Hashimoto's as well. If you haven't tested that, check your anti-TPO and your anti-TG, your thyroglobulin, and see if you have that Hashimoto's. But here's the deal. I have not seen any more, oh my gosh, somebody with autoimmune has more of a chance to have a hard time with COVID. I have not seen that at all with patients, and I haven't seen that research either. If anything, that immune system might be a little bit more revved up, and a lot of patients I see with autoimmune immune, they are going to have this kind of heightened response. And I'm like, yeah, I don't get sick much. Or if I ever hear somebody say, I never get sick, that's a red flag for me that that person has autoimmune. So I wouldn't lose sleep over that at this point. Kay, down in Louisiana, you and your crawfish, good to see you. Our pastor at church, they're from Louisiana, and he's at the kids' school, and he's out there opening the doors all morning. And this week we're going to be like -2, -4 in the morning when he's out there. So I was giving him a hard time. People from Louisiana do not like the cold. Vicky, good to see you. Kim, let's get you back in. I'm taking this, Carolyn, I'm taking Dexcan for oral thrush, but it's not helping. I keep getting oral thrush. It's really depressing me. I have cut out carbs. I'm eating 2 cloves garlic every day, oil pulling with cloves and oregano. Any tips to help? Yeah. So, the oregano max that we use, time released. If you get that, let us know, and we'll give you a specific dosage on that. And got to kill it down, and then you got to build up with the right probiotics afterwards. So you may not be building up with the good stuff. You might just be trying to kill off. So remember, anything you do is going to be that you've got to build that back up later. Then. All right, Angel's going a lot of walking, but a little cold, trying to do treadmill 3 times a week and taking vitamins and probiotic. I feel okay, I think. Laugh out loud. Yeah, so remember, walks, there's a difference between exercise and movement. So the research shows that you've got to have exercise to help support that immune system. So you've got to get that heart rate elevated, not just, if I go for a walk, I'm at like 73. If I'm just walking flat, even at a fast pace, I cannot get my heart rate up high enough if I'm just at a flat walk. So you've got to do some things to get that jumped up. Brenda, wishing the media would stop scaring people so much. Absolutely. I have seen this trend. And this is something that, by probably March 1st, unless there's some huge new variant comes out or something, COVID talk is going to be about gone. Even though they're still saying that there's 2,000 people a day dying with COVID in this country, you can't even find. I scour the news every day looking for articles and different things for you guys, and it's hard. I can't even hardly find COVID news anymore. So it's on the down low. So I think they're kind of moving on to some other things. Michelle, taking digestive enzymes helped me a lot, and I had to increase my fiber intake. Yeah. So Michelle, make sure you're chewing your food really, really well, and then you may not need as much enzymes. And if you're getting those 6 to 8 servings of vegetables a day, your fiber intake should be enough. All right. So again, what can we do to strengthen our immune system to get rid of that soda pop of addiction? So one thing, start with some bubbly water. So switch over to like LaCroix or some of those and have that bubbly water. If you always have a soda at work, just keep that bubbly water by you. If you have the soda when you get home at night, drink a can of bubbly water on your way home from work, and then you won't feel like drinking that soda when you get home there. All right, Penny, I've noticed a huge difference since increasing my fiber. I've added hemp seed, chia seed, and flaxseed to my daily regimen. That's awesome. So keep that up. Are you grinding those or not? A lot of people find that when they grind them, they do better. But here's the deal: if you're getting enough vegetables and a few fruits that keep your blood sugar steady, you shouldn't have to add in a whole bunch of other fiber. So increase your vegetable intake there. Is there any real benefit to nursing a baby after 12 months? Yeah, there's a lot of research that shows babies, even from that 12 to 18 months, there's value in nursing that baby still. And especially on that immune system development, it just gives them more of a chance to experience antibodies and get your immune system going into them as well. All right. And All right, Michelle, I've started taking glutamine, mastic gum, B1 for my food sensitivities and gastritis, and it helps, but I still have to watch what I eat. Probiotics haven't helped me. So, Michelle, you probably weren't at a place to take probiotics. It was probably more you needed to do some kill off first and then bring in those probiotics. So, if you haven't done that, shoot us a message and we can help you through that. Um, yeah, Susan, this is a whole nother conversation, but I have histamine intolerance. Most veggies have histamine. What do you eat? First part, you've got to fix that histamine intolerance, and that this isn't just that's your life, and that you're just screwed. You've got histamine intolerance, and now you can't eat foods. But you've got to fix that histamine intolerance. Da, 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 da. What is the best way to recover post-inoculation vaccine? It's mandated for my job. Well, first thing I would talk to them about is that this shot doesn't do anything for the Omicron. And the Omicron, for one, is very, very mild infection. So we know that the chance of this one working is very low. Carolyn, send us a direct message, and Brittany can help you get that squared away. And yeah, have acid reflux and bubbly water doesn't like me. What else to quit soda? Yeah, it's amazing that you can, if you have acid reflux, you can still drink soda with that, and it's bubbly and sugary and everything, and yet you can't do bubbly water. Maybe make it less bubbly, so shake it up a little bit first, or let it sit. Open it up and let it sit for 15 minutes and be less bubbly. And just have that on hand. But yeah. Great knowledge. Thank you. I'm a soda addict. Hey, a lot of you guys are out there. All right. And okay. Any other questions? Yep, that should do it. How do I direct message? Brittany, can you send Carolyn a message there directly and help her with that? I think she's having a hard time with the website and stuff. Is drinking aloe vera juice good for acid reflux? It can calm it down, but remember, acid reflux a lot of times is the valve in between the stomach and esophagus, and it's not closing appropriately. Food will sit there too long. It's also, you probably don't make enough stomach acid, so you probably need some stomach acid support. If you got any questions on that, send us a message and we can point you in the direction on how to go about helping that stomach acid get better. So, all right, guys, I got to jump. Love having you on. Your gut and your immune system, like this, they're besties. You've got to take care of your gut if you want the best possible immune system, whether COVID's gone or not, or the next pathogen that comes around, whatever's coming, you've got to do it. All right, take care, guys.